Hey everyone, I'm Chris, and this is Cue the Credits. Welcome back to Cue the Credits, the home of everything boutique Blu-rays, physical media, and the art of collecting. In today's video, we are talking a title that I have been really excited to get my hands on since I first watched it a couple of months ago while it was part of the 31 Days of Halloween challenge. This announcement was timed absolutely perfectly. It was around about 2 days after I'd watched the film for the first time, and I was sitting in a place like, oh my god, that was a great film, like really good 80s movie. I just wish it was in a better format. It was cleaned up and it had a great place on my shelf. And lo and behold, Second Sight Films answered my calls, and today we are talking about Re-Animator, the limited edition 4K box set straight from Second Sight Films. Re-Animator is one of those films that sits right in the precipice of like cult horror film, 80s just madness, ridiculous practical effects, and quite honestly, just pure insanity. And Second Sight have given the absolute best treatment to this. Second Sight have been doing really well for releases, especially on my radar of films that I've really wanted to see get a high quality release, though they haven't been without their own bit of criticism. But I can safely say I've already had a little bit of a look and a flick through, and Second Sight have made something special with Re-Animator. So if you're new to Cue the Credits, what we're going to do today is unbox it. Let's have a look at all that glorious packaging and what you get inside. I'm going to talk about what's on the discs because, hey, that's why you're buying it, right? And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the film as well. So let's get into the actual film itself. Re-Animator came out in 1985, directed by Stuart Gordon, and it is loosely based on H.P. Lovecraft's character Herbert West, the Re-Animator. But the box and all the marketing will tell you that it is pure Lovecraft. It is one of those films that manages to be genuinely quite gruesome, but also laugh out loud funny and disturbing all in the same scene. And Jeffrey Combs's Herbert West is absolutely iconic. Like from the moment that I started watching it on this DVD here a couple of months ago, I was like, I am all locked in and I just absolutely love the vibe. That is of course helped by Jeffrey Combs's performance as Herbert West. He absolutely carries this film. But don't get me wrong, the supporting cast is absolutely incredible as well. But this isn't just a horror classic, it is a cult horror landmark. So you're probably thinking, what is the film all about? Well, like I said, it is about Jeffrey Combs's Herbert West and this reanimation syrup that you see right on the front of the cover. Now, what do you do when you reanimate something? You bring it back from the dead. Is it kind of Frankenstein-y? Well, not really, because Frankenstein was made out of loads of bits, and the Re-Animator is making things come back to life that were once dead. And that's really all I can say for Re-Animator without spoiling some of the crucial plot points. This is an 84-minute film. It is in and out, like there is no messing around, but it is a great time. Now, we need to get into the unboxing of this. What I will say though, if you haven't watched Re-Animator, I would probably skip over the unboxing because there are some crucial plot points and things that happen in the film that are detailed on the inside of this. So if you haven't watched it, there is going to be chapter buttons in the bottom. So if you want to know about the transfer and stuff, just skip to the review section so you don't spoil anything for yourself. This is 40 years old, but let's be honest, I only saw it a couple of months ago. So who knows if you have or haven't seen it. So shall we get on to the unboxing? So right away on the front, we've got Jeffrey Combs's Herbert West with the reanimation syrup. We've got a nice little J card here, or J paper, as I like to call it for Second Sight Films. But it's not attached on with any glue or anything like that, which is nice, so not going to mess up this box. I will quickly show you the back and then we'll get onto that, what it actually looks like. So of course, we've got a little blurb here, all of these special features that we'll discuss in smidge more detail for a few of them. And then, of course, the limited edition contents, which is, of course, this hard box or rigid slipcase, as they note, 120-page book, art cards, and then of course the digipack with all of the discs in. Onto the tech specs there, we have got a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track, we've got Dolby Vision on here, like I said, Master Audio, UHD and Blu-ray on here, and it is rated 18 in the UK. So let's take off that J card and let's have a look at this artwork in all its glory. This is really, really well done. It looks absolutely gorgeous in person. And second sight get bonus points for not having the age rating on there, just their little logo. Onto the spine, we've got Re-Animator there, or HP Lovecraft's Re-Animator, and then little second sight logo. Continuing that colorway through, and then onto the back, we get this absolutely gorgeous design. Now, second sight get a thumbs up from me for this, because recently we have been getting nothing on the back. It has just been whatever color is on the front and then a plain background. It's been a little bit disappointing, so I'm really, really happy that they have gone back to like putting stuff on the back. It's just a nice little touch, and especially if you've got someone doing like specific custom artwork, you know, get them to do the back. It looks great. So let's crack into this. We can see we've got the digipack there, we've got the book, and then we've got some art cards. So let's look at the art cards to start with. Well, I was going to show you the art cards, but actually we're going to look at the book, because the art cards show a lot of the like artwork that's included in this. So I don't want that to get spoiled for you just yet. So first off, we have got the 120-page book, which of course has got this absolutely iconic scene with the reanimation syrup. I love that you've got that glow. Like, this is incredible. Incredible artwork. It looks beautiful. Onto the back, we have got another scene in the lab, and then inside we have just got essays and essays. Let's get to the contents actually, so you can see that's cast and crew. Onto the context here. So we've got I Gave Him Life, adapting H.P. Lovecraft, Herbert West, The Hidden Hero, Insane in the Brain, Re-Animator and the Mad Scientist films of 1980, and it just goes on and on and on. And then cast and crew at the top, and acknowledgements and production credits at the bottom. So here is the cast and crew. You can see some of these bits here. This is going to be such a fun book to read. Like, it looks great. Onto the digipack now that holds all the films, and we get another great piece of artwork. So you can see basically all of the reanimations that happened throughout the film. Hence why I gave a spoiler warning before actually unboxing this, because this will ruin quite a few bits. Once again, just great that they're putting real proper artwork. One of my favorite releases was of course the Florida Project, and that just had the motel on it, which works for the film, but seeing stuff like this is just next level. Onto the side, it's just green there. Of course, you get the head. Just, oh, this looks great. And then as we open it up on the inside, we've got the Doctor. Absolutely nothing wrong with this Doctor. So disc-wise, we get the 4K, and then we get 2 Blu-ray discs, which love to spin around. First one we've got here is the main feature and all of the bonus features, and then disc 2 on the Blu-ray is the integral cut. So you get a specific Blu-ray disc just for that. Spinning it round so you can see all of that artwork just out. Once again, it looks so good. Oh my God, just second sight. It's been worth every penny. And finally onto the art cards, which is basically just every bit of artwork that you've seen on this, but they look really nice. Nothing on the back, just plain card, but all of these designs, just if you want to display them anywhere, which is really cool. Like, it is a great little set, and the new key art that they've done for it looks incredible. So that is all the art cards that you get. You get 6 of these in total. So really nice bunch. And that is Re-Animator unboxed. Let's talk about the discs. Honestly, how good does this set look? Like, I've been critical of Second Sight this year because it feels like they've kind of been phoning it in on a lot of the packaging, especially when you are paying for that limited edition experience with the hard box and all of the gubbins that come with it. You want the hard box to be something to ogle at, as it were. And this is gorgeous. You know, I love the back and the inside. You heard me gushing about it. I'm really pleased with what Second Sight have done on this. But let's talk about the actual transfer. This 4K restoration by Second Sight Films has been approved by producer Brian Usner. And generally, you know that once it's got an approval by a producer or a director, this restoration is going to be a good time. And it is safe to say that this 4K transfer is honestly fantastic. Coming from watching this tartan DVD of Re-Animator, which is in like a 4x3 format, it is in pretty dog awful quality. Like, it is a bad time. I was disappointed that I spent money on it. It's not even that like DVD nostalgia, it's just bad. And I'm sure for fans of Re-Animator, this being the physical media release, you would have been like, oh God, why? Really? Like, is this all we get? Is this all we're treated to? So Second Sight coming out with this absolutely gorgeous 4K restoration, it just puts every other release to shame. As with a lot of these boutique releases, the film grain is left perfectly intact. We've got no digital noise scrubbing or anything like that. Second Sight have let the film be the film and pulled out all of that detail while keeping it looking just absolutely gorgeous. So you will be happy to know that it keeps that 80s aesthetic, it keeps that vibe. If you watched it when it first got released 40 years ago, you will really appreciate this transfer, because just that clarity is there. Just, it looks so good. And as a new fan of this film, I've gone through like multiple different stages of quality of this, so I can't even imagine what it's going to be like for a long-term fan to see this restoration. Colouring wise, there is of course the Re-Animation syrup, which is this bright glowing green, and that just absolutely pops off the screen with the Dolby Vision that is included in this disc. You also have quite a few dark lab scenes, but you don't lose any clarity in the background. Nothing's getting faded out. You're getting to see all the little bits in the shadows, and you can pick out little like, oh, I didn't see that before, or oh, that looks really cool, or that looks sharp. It is very impressive. And final bits on visuals, the practical effects. These are of course the star of the show here. Like, there are so many little bits and set pieces, and once again, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen it, you know, and those practical effects just absolutely leap off the screen here. And because everything is practical, you can really see the craftsmanship, and it's just, it's a wonderful thing to see and just enjoy. And if I've got to leave you on one line about the visuals, this is just exactly how a cult film should be handled. To see it in the best possible quality with a boutique label, just for the fans to be in awe of. Audio wise here, we've got a really strong presentation from Second Sight. We've got a DTS HD master audio presentation in a 5.1 configuration. We've also got the original mono track. Both have been cleaned up and both have been like given a bit of an oomph, as it were. But the 5.1, which I personally watched it with, sounds really good. It's not one of those tracks that you're going to put on and be like, oh my God, look at my sound system. But it also doesn't need to be. The musical cues and the score in the background creates the atmosphere that you exactly want. Dialogue is clear, and the sound design for the more like chaotic-y action scenes really fills out the room, especially during the climax of the film. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of crashing and things breaking, and you really get to hear like every little bit of that. The best way to describe it is it's not trying to be something that it doesn't need to be. It's not flashy, but it serves its purpose for this film, and it does it very well. On to special special features now, and as you can see and as you saw in the unboxing, this is absolutely stacked. Now, one thing to note, the only new feature on this is an audio commentary by Eddie Falvey. Everything else is archival special features. Nothing else on the back has a new sticker on it. So I'm guessing that a lot of this is archival special features from when Second Sight put out a Blu-ray in the late 2010s. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because flicking through some of these, and I didn't get to watch any of them in full yet, but we have got hours and hours and hours of footage. And actually, correcting myself from about 30 seconds ago, there is a feature which is Re-Animator at 40, which I was flicking through, and that 40 would have been this year. So there has got to be some new stuff, just Second Sight haven't noted it as like new featurette and new things like that. But that, I mean, that's fine. It is just absolutely stacked. I'll hold it there so you can have a little bit of a read through if you want to, but it is, I mean, Second Sight are doing great work with special features. If you're a Re-Animator fan, you're not going to be disappointed with the amount of special features that you get on this. And finally, on special features, the big one, the standout, you also get the integral cut that is included on both the 4K and on a singular Blu-ray disc in this release, which is an extended version of Re-Animator. It puts around about 20 minutes extra footage into the film. It extends some character arts and has some scenes. I haven't personally watched that yet. It is on the 4K disc as a 1080p presentation, so a Blu-ray presentation, and then, as I said, it's got its own Blu-ray in the set as well. Let's talk final thoughts. This is an absolutely outstanding limited edition release. Like, just for the packaging alone, which I just, yeah, I love it. It looks so good. And yeah, I'm one of those people where if I want a release, if this looks good, I don't want to know anything about anything else on it, because I want to enjoy like the first unboxing and seeing all the different artwork. And I've purposely not watched any unboxing videos or looked at any extra photos on this, because I wanted to have that joy and surprise on it, and it didn't disappoint at all. As for the transfers, the discs, the visuals, the sound, the extras, it is a complete package for any Re-Animator fan. The next question is, are they going to be doing Bride of Re-Animator? Are we going to get a nice little Second Sight box of that, maybe in a similar colorway, or maybe a different one? They all stack together. Just putting it out there, Second Sight. Get on it. So, should you buy Re-Animator? Personally, if you are a horror fan, if you're a cult movie fan, I would absolutely recommend it. If you're sitting like me with the DVD, this is such a worthwhile upgrade. Like, it is. Night and day doesn't even cover it. Like, this just looks incredible. And if you're a fan of 80s cult films, horror, a bit of weirdness, I would absolutely recommend checking out Re-Animator. You've seen how good the box looks. If you want to do a blind buy, it is £40. There will also be, I'm sure, a standard 4K release where you get everything. You just don't get the extra Blu-rays and the book and all of that jazz. But this package is just incredible. Second Sight have continued to prove that they are one of the best boutique Blu-ray labels working at the moment. And on that point, I've got another big Second Sight release coming in my next video, so stay tuned for that one. Came out on the same day. You might be able to guess what it is, but it's a huge box. Like, this is, it's pretty big. That box is 2.5 times the size of this. It is, yeah, it's umbrella sized. Let's just say that. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cue the Credits. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk movies with me. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment below. Have you seen it, Re-Animator? Are you wanting to watch it after this, or are you just here for the crack? Also, if you've got any friends who love 80s cult horror films and physical media, make sure you hit that share button, and also drop it a like while you're down there as well. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.